Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So it's been a long time since I've actually been on camera. One of the things was it was mainly just due to timing that I didn't have time to actually film for you guys. The other thing is as well, I've actually changed around the shrine. So if you know, I used to film upstairs in the attic where the shrine was. Unfortunately, because we had to move all the shelving around, I just didn't have any room for my desk for my setup. So I thought for this video, because it's what I got for my birthday, I thought I'd actually set up the camera down here. So this is my front room, so I'm hoping for this to be my new backdrop, so let me know how you like this. But yeah, let's just get into this. So like I said, so this is actually for my birthday. So I recently turned 42. So the main thing I want to say though is in no way am I bragging about what I got. I was just very lucky to get presents. So these are actually things from my husband and also my family as well. So funny enough, Reuben actually didn't stray from the list, because I gave him a list of loads of stuff that I wanted, and I said just save some for birthday, some for Christmas presents, just in general, you know, so you've got like ideas. So I did say to him, I was like, you know, these are kind of things that I would like. And then jokingly he said that he didn't stray from it, because sometimes he does go off and obviously tries to find things that he thinks I might like, but this time he actually stuck to their list. But yeah, so like I said, it's like I said, no way am I bragging about what I got. I was just very lucky to get these things. So the first thing I want to show you is actually this bag here. So if you watch my videos for a while, you may know that I actually showed this in what I got for Christmas. The only reason being it is because my dad actually got me as part Christmas, part birthday present. So technically it is still a birthday present, even though I actually got it for Christmas, because I actually went around Disney Paris. So me and Reuben just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So we actually just went to Paris, and I actually purposely wanted this one to go to Paris with. So if you didn't know, Remy is one of our favourite characters. We actually have Remy tattoos, so I've got mine and Reuben's got his. So the thing about this one is not only does Remy spin, so I thought that was kind of a nice feature as well, but also it smells. It has lost its smell ever so slightly over the years. So obviously technically I got it last summer, but then I didn't start using it until like February this year, so it's just been sat on my shelf for a while. So it has actually still got a little bit of a smell, but it's definitely not as strong as it used to be. And then on the inside, it just has little patterns there of Remy on there, so just the logo, which funny enough is actually the logo that Reuben has on his tattoo. One thing I loved about it as well, it actually had a meal on the side, so I like the fact that a meal's on there, and it does have another Remy on there as well. But I just really like this style. Just think that's such a nice style. Like sometimes I do prefer, in a weird way, when you get like a computer CGI character, I do kind of like it sometimes when they do like a cartoon version, because I prefer like hand-drawn animation. So when I can get a CG character, like a 3D character into a 2D character, that's sometimes my favorite. But yeah, also it's got the little pocket at the front as well, and I like the fact that the pattern goes all the way through, so you've got the breadsticks that go all the way through as well. I don't have that many loungefly. Loungefly is not really something that I particularly collect, just because I don't really go anywhere, to be honest. So I've only got like 4 loungeflies, so it's not something that I've got like a big collection of. It's just now and again I just like a few ones, just depending obviously the occasion as well. So one thing I forgot to mention, that not everything in these videos are going to be Disney. I know Disney is the primary thing that I actually do in these videos, but when it comes to like birthday and Christmas presents, there are other things that I do require. So for example, the next thing is actually from my mum and my stepdad. So I know it's a bit of a boring present, but it's actually something I needed, which was a speaker. So my car is so old that I don't actually have a radio. Like it doesn't work, it's never worked. So I actually had like a speaker, like a Bluetooth one, that I then connect from my phone to the speaker. Literally a couple days before my birthday, my one broke, so my mum was like, would you like me to buy you a new one? Because at this point she hadn't actually got me a present, because she was waiting for me to go to hers, because we actually spent the weekend at hers. So she was waiting for me to get to hers, because then like it was a case of, did you want anything, like we can buy something, if we go out we can obviously get something. So funny enough, I was like, well, my speaker in my car literally just stopped working. Fair enough, I had actually had that speaker for about 12 years, because I've had it through quite a few different cars. And it's one of the things that would always come in handy to have a little speaker. Before I met Reuben, like, I used to live like a little studio place. Literally the bed was in the wall. That's obviously how small it was. So it's quite nice to have a little speaker that, you know, kind of filled the whole room. So I didn't have to worry about going into different rooms like the shower, the kitchen, that kind of thing. So I actually had that speaker for a long time. So yeah, so she's got me this one. Not sponsored anyway. It was just obviously we looked on Amazon just to see what they had. This works fine in the car. So that is one of the presents. The other presents, again, if you've been watching my vlogs, you would know that I've had this again for a while. This tends to be the thing in our family, that we don't tend to wait until your birthday to let you have your birthday present. So another thing my mum got me, which I again have been wanting for absolutely years, just never had the space for it, or again was waiting for maybe a present. So unfortunately it's all set up, so I'm gonna have to put like a little video here. So it's one of those like fish tanks that kind of like lights up, and obviously has the little fishes that go up and down. So I've been wanting one, like I said, for absolutely years, and my mum bought me one, but I bought one as well, not realising my mum had bought one. So I was so excited. I sort of said to my mum, I was like, oh my god, mum, I finally got one. She literally phoned me laughing to say, I've just bought you one. So I had to return the one that I had, but because obviously the present was spoiled, because obviously you know, she had to tell me she already had it, she was like, oh, you might as well have it early. So I've actually had that since about February time, even though my birthday's in May. So yeah, so like I said, so I've been watching my vlogs, you would have seen it in the corner. Yeah, so again, that's another present, something again I've always wanted. So yeah, so that is what I got from my parents. So the next thing is what I got from Reuben. So again, it's a mix of Disney, non-Disney stuff. So a lot of this is practical stuff, apart from maybe like one or two things. So the first thing I'm going to show you is actually this one here. So this is a bath tray. So the only thing is, it does actually have a place for wine. If you know me, I don't drink, so I kind of joked about to Reuben. I said, oh, maybe I can put like a wine glass in it, but then put like sweets or chocolates in it, so when I'm in the bath it's like something to eat. Or another thing I kind of joke, being like, oh, I can just put a little like bath fizzers, like little bath bombs, that kind of thing, so as I can do that. But yeah, I absolutely love having a bath. I do actually have one of these, but it's very, very old, to the point where the wood is just like, it needs to be thrown out. It's just obviously not good enough anymore. Obviously me being Disney, like, I sort of requested this one. I was like, okay, I do need to get a new one, so Reuben got me this one. I've not actually used it yet, because I only just got back from my mum's a couple of days ago, so I've not actually had a chance to have a bath yet. I've had showers, but I've not had a chance to have a bath. So but I wanted to film this for you guys first before I then obviously started using some of my stuff, because I didn't want to put this down and put everything on it and then have to take it all off again to film. But yeah, so there's nothing on the other side, so obviously you can have it whichever side you prefer, just in case you don't always want it on the Disney side. It does have the little Disney logo. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna put in there, so like I said, that's for your wine glass. That's obviously for like an iPad or like your phone. I do put my phone somewhere else, because I do listen to music or podcasts and stuff like that while I'm in the bath, but I don't always like it where you've obviously got this on the bath, but then the steam's coming up, so I don't always like it that close to the bath. But yeah, so I might find a different use for that. But yeah, so that is the first thing that Reuben got me. He actually got me this. So this is a throw. I've not actually opened it yet. This is actually a Munchlings one. It doesn't actually say, let me just double check, because I know they did a few different series. It doesn't actually say which series this is, but it looks like it could be from series 1. The only reason I'm saying that is because the characters on there, the one that kind of started all was the Minnie Mouse cupcake. So the Minnie Mouse one, so this one here, the cupcake, that's kind of the one that started it all. So I kind of feel like this is season 1, just based on the fact that she was the one that was like, you know, the very first one. I believe like 2, maybe 3 years ago, when I kind of started collecting these. But again, I didn't have that many Munchlin things. Yes, I don't need another throw. Like you can see, obviously I've got loads of throws, but I do like to move my throws around a lot, especially because recently I just moved quite a lot of stuff around in the front room and in the bedroom as well. So I kind of feel like I can make use for this by moving it around. Technically, the throws I got on here, this 100 Dalmatian one, does actually cover the whole side of this. So I can always put maybe this one, the Munchkin one, on the top, so it's just like an extra blanket, like if I'm napping or if it's a little bit cold, especially because I've got the window right next to me, it's just an extra blanket to have. So another thing that Reuben got me, which I was not expecting, again, I said to Reuben, right, this is a list of stuff just to get me in general, so if you need presents, if people need presents for me, like his family, obviously for Christmas, things like that, just ideas. So this is actually on my list. So this is the Britney Spears A Midnight Fantasy. This is my absolute favorite perfume. I've actually been using this perfume like, I don't know, 15-20 years, whenever it came out. This is like my go-to. I actually did at Christmas get a reduced one, which was a smaller perfume bottle with a body spray. So the body spray I've left at work in my locker, and I've got a smaller one which I just kind of leave for special occasions. But now I've got the bigger version, I can kind of use it a little bit more often. But this is my absolute favorite one. Like, I don't mind the other fantasy one, the pink one, but this one's definitely my favorite. The good thing is, I find with the Britney Spears one, it's always affordable. Like, I've seen it probably like £20-30, so I just kind of feel like it's really like a good price for what it is, especially because it's 100 milliliters. It is a parfum one as well, which is good, which I find the toilet ones don't tend to stay on me as much, whereas the parfum ones are a little bit stronger. But yeah, so when Reuben got me this, I was like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting to get this now. I was like, this is like, you know, because I still got my other one, I was like, oh, would I, you know, I was in my mind, I was thinking, oh, I was expecting to get this like for Christmas. So yeah, so I'm gonna start using them up now. So another thing I want to try and get into is reading. So for the last month and a half, 2 months, I've actually been on Book Talk. So I like, say, fantasy, romance. I like the enemies to lovers, will they, won't they kind of ones. I did put some other ones on my list which were series ones, so like books of 3s or books of 5s. But I did say to Reuben, I want to start off with standalone books first to kind of get myself used to reading. So this was one that came up a lot. So this is The Poisoned Daughter. So I've only got like a little bit into it, so I've not actually read that much. Like I said, I only just got it the other day, so I've not actually had time to read that much of it. But I just wanted something where it just slowly gets me into this kind of world. But like I said, reading was kind of one of the things on my bucket list to start doing a little bit more. And because last year I actually started to read the Bridgerton books, because obviously with the new season coming out, I want to be able to read all of them. So I've actually read them all now, because I've noticed with Bridgerton, they've actually started to do other people's books in the series, so I kind of want to know what was going on. Like Francesca, she's obviously in the Benedict story, even though it's not her book yet. So I kind of read those and I really enjoyed reading. So I said to Reuben, I was like, right, I just kind of want more like fantasy, romance kind of, you know, books. So this one came up, like I said, on TikTok everywhere. So I decided this one. Like I said, I'm only like chapter 5 or 6 into it. So I've just got to the Henry story. So like I said, I'm very, very early days into it. But what I'm reading so far is really good. So another thing I wanted to start doing is my nails a little bit more. So I just got at the moment just like gel nail varnish on my nails, but I want to do some more nail art. So one of the things that I sort of requested, again, I looked on Amazon for this just to get like reviews and stuff to see obviously what the best one is. So this is the one that I requested from Reuben. So this one is like, it's like a drawing pen. So it is water-based, easy to colour, quick drying, and it's got intense colour. So this has got 12 in there, but it's kind of just a little bit fun if you want to do like little hearts, or like, you know, just do the tips of your nails and little flowers, things like that. So I thought this is kind of cute to have, because I started to do stickers as well, so I'm trying to do like different things with my nails. But I just thought this was quite fun to do if I do have an occasion, or if I want to do like little Mickey Mouses, that kind of thing. I just thought this was kind of fun to do. So I've not actually used that. As you can see, it's still sealed, but I will obviously vlog about me using this one, just because I want to see obviously how it wears, and especially with me, because for my job I use my hands a lot for my job. So that's one thing I want to get my nails done, so my nails always look nice, but at the same time I want to see how it wears, because I've got quite oily hands. So I'm like, does it wear good, does it come off, does it chip, does it break, that kind of thing. So yeah, this was the only one that came up that I felt was good reviews, but at the same time I obviously want to try it for myself. So going back to the books, so my friend actually requested these for me to actually start reading, because when I said to her I want to start reading, she requested these ones. So these ones are like Disney slash fairy tale villains books. So she loves Peter Pan. Peter Pan's her favourite. So she actually came across the Hooked ones. Obviously, it's based on Hope from Peter Pan. So she actually requested that I actually start reading these. So I read a little bit of the Hooked one. Didn't read too much of it, just like a little bit, just to see obviously the pace of it. But then obviously there's so many other ones that go with it as well. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 of these, and obviously the other ones that I keep me busy for the rest of the year. So you've got Hooked, Wretched, Twisted, Crossed, Scarred and Hexed. So I just thought, again, kind of like more fantasy type books, a little bit spicy, some of these ones as well. So I just thought these were obviously a good one to start reading, knowing that I'm already kind of familiar with some of the characters, obviously like from fairy tales and stuff. So I thought this was obviously a good read to have. But yeah, like I said, I haven't opened these ones yet because I started on the other one. So then obviously I want to go on to these. I don't think there's a particular order. It just says here also in the Ever After series, so I feel like these are all standalone books, so I feel like you could read in any order you wanted, so I don't feel like there's any way to read them. You can buy them individually. It's just the fact that I just requested the box sets. I've got them all, so that's why Reuben obviously got the whole set. But yeah, I just feel like they're kind of good, just like standalone books, just in case you're like, oh, you're going on holiday and you don't want to take the whole thing. It's just nice obviously to read them. So going back to Disney, if you know me, Atlantis and Kida, they're like my favourite kind of things to collect. There isn't a lot of stuff out there when it comes to Milo and Kida. I wasn't actually expecting to get them now, because when I sent them to Reuben, I believe they were pre-ordered, so I didn't think in my mind would they be ready for me to for Reuben to buy for my birthday. So I was like, again, thinking ahead for Christmas presents, I was like, oh, this is something that I would like, just because you don't get a lot of Atlantis stuff at the moment. So the nice thing about these is that at the moment they're the only 2 on the collection, so I don't know if they will bring out any more, but I don't actually have any Funko Pops of Milo and Kida at the moment. Again, if you've been watching my shorts or even my TikTok, which I've linked down below, obviously I do sort of show certain characters, and you'd see that my Atlantis section is just one shelf compared to some of the other things that I've obviously got multiple shelves. Obviously it does take up a lot of space. These at the moment are only one shelf, so I'm kind of glad that I've got these now to obviously add to my collection. But most of the stuff I've got, I say like McDonald's stuff or like books and things that like I said, there's nothing really recent that I've got from this collection, but again, I don't really have a lot of things that are Milo and Kida, so I was really happy to get these for my birthday. And then another thing I got, again, I was trying to get more practical things. So again, this is something I sort of requested just to kind of have around the house for people to obviously use. So it's actually these glasses here. So a few years ago, they did this whole thing with the Disney 100, where it was kind of after the Stitch crashes, where obviously he would turn himself into Disney characters. This kind of was one of those things where it was part of the Disney 100 set, where it would be Stitch dressed as other characters. So got this glass here where it's Stitch dressed as Simba, and then another one is a glass where you've got Stitch dressed as Raja from Aladdin, so I thought that was really cute as well. And then another one, you've got Stitch dressed as Sebastian, and then the last one, you've got Stitch dressed as Beast. So a lot of these they actually did in other forms. So for example, they did actually do like squishies and stuff, so like Squishmallows, where again it was Stitch dressed as other characters. So obviously this is Stitch dressed as Simba. So it's kind of one of the things that I noticed when they had the Disney 100. That's the kind of thing I noticed, where they're obviously doing Stitch, which seems to be everywhere. Like obviously it's kind of like their mascot at the moment. So it's kind of like they did Stitch dressed as other characters. These I obviously primarily wanted because I don't have any Disney glasses when people come around. The reason being is because I used to, but unfortunately they broke, and the actual range I had before doesn't exist, so I was really gutted that I couldn't replace them. But then when I saw these, I'm thinking, oh great, so these I can actually have if I wanted to as decoration, but I can actually use them at the same time. And then the last thing I got, so this is something that Reuben does every year for me. So I always have a theme when it comes to my cake. So for example, last year was a Goofy movie. The year before that was Little Mermaid. So he always does like a cake topper. So he always makes the cake topper. So obviously the cake itself is edible, but then the cake topper keys, and I've actually got them on my shelf. So this year I actually asked for a meal because one of the first ones Reuben did a few years back when he started to do this, one of the first ones he did was actually Remy, and because we just went to Disney Paris and I actually got an Emile toy, I was like, okay, I need an Emile cake topper to go with the Remy cake topper. So yeah, so he actually made me this, but the actual cake itself was a burger cake. So it was like a normal sponge cake, so obviously that was the bun. The actual burger itself was a chocolate Rice Krispies, and then fondant for the other items like with the cheese and the cucumber and things like that. But yeah, so this is what I requested for this year. I don't always know too early what I want for like a theme. Last year was a bit of an exception where the whole theme was actually Goofy movie to go with the anniversary of it. Sometimes it's just random, just depends on obviously what characters Reuben wants to make. This one, like I said, I actually requested. I don't always request them. Sometimes it's just like Reuben has an idea because of a certain character, like when he did Bernard and Bianca, like I didn't request that. It was obviously just a happy accident that it was just like a funny character, and obviously made 2 of them. But yeah, so that is the cake topper that I had this year for my birthday. So yeah, so that was everything that I got for my birthday. I will be vlogging about where I'm going to put some stuff, because obviously some of this obviously will go in the shrine, and like I said, I had just moved the shrine around, so the foot room down here looks slightly different. Upstairs it's completely different, so I've moved quite a lot around. So that will be in my vlog, so if you're not already, then please like and subscribe. If you click the bell notification, then you get notified when all my videos go up. But that's it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later days.